has been one of our guilty pleasures for several years now. Luann is putting on her shoes. Okay, and our first guest was part of the first group to hit the air. She is also one of our favorites because she was not only a housewife, but she was also a countess, a singer, a naughty girl, and a philanthropist.
What, are they on a manhunt? And so what if I had a man in my room? I'm a grown woman. I can decide to do what I want with myself. Are you getting laid right now or not? I mean, what's the problem? Oh, she's
you're
good.
making up for all of us, but I'm doing okay.
Really? Am I the
doing
Kim
okay.
Cattrall of the family or what? I mean, really?
Sorry.
Don't tell me what to say. I'll say whatever I want. Money can't buy you class. It's my cabaret show, and I can talk about whatever the hell I want to. Welcome to Christmas with the Countess. 9 months ago, I was in jail, and now I'm a cabaret star. It's insane.
Please welcome Countess Luann de Lesseps.
That is the best reel ever. You have to give that to me. I need that.
Well, it is so funny because like when you're in it, and you're not really looking at it. And of course, we also realize that a lot of it is edited, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
When you see that, what do you think?
I mean, I die of laughter because it's just too funny. Because it is true. I mean, you know, we go through a lot of things in life, and then to just actually see it all put together, and relive all those moments again is just. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like a living photo album of my life.
Speaking of your life, what was your first or earliest memory of life? How did you grow up?
Well, I grew up. That's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me that. I grew up one of 7 children in Connecticut. My parents are Canadian. And so big family. You know, I went to nursing school.
Yeah.
I'm
one thing that does
I'm an
in a big family,
LPN.
sometimes you just kind of you blend into the background or you stand out.
Right. Well, this is why I'm on the cabaret stage. It's like, look at me, look at me.
It's my turn.
What about me?
It's my turn to be what I can be.
Exactly.
So you mentioned being a nurse, you know, and that is a servant's heart for sure.
Yeah.
What made you decide that you wanted to be a nurse? And by the way, Houston is the largest medical center in the world.
Is that right? Oh,
yeah,
it's my first time to Houston, so I'm super excited. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I started babysitting for a family that owned a rest home for the elderly, and I wanted to make more money. We all had to work, so I started doing dishes in the kitchen of the rest home. And then my mother would come pick me up, and there would be Mary and Dick and everybody sitting on the front porch of the rest home, and I just fell in love with the elderly. I really didn't have grandparents that, you know, they died early and they lived in Canada, they lived so far. So I just fell in love with the elderly, and I became a geriatric nurse, and I worked
you were the nurse that every man wanted.
Well, you know, I must say that's why I love the geriatric community, because they can't run as fast.
You also became a model.
I did. Well, you know, it's crazy. I was scouted to be a model. I was in the Miss Connecticut beauty pageant. I didn't win. I didn't place even. Forget about winning. But there was a man there who changed my life, and he said, you know, you could make money in New York as a model. And I said, oh, me? You know, and I was a nurse. And anyway, so I got involved in a beauty pageant, and I ended up winning this, you know, a small pageant, and won a photo shoot in New York, and that's how I started modeling.
Pretty cool.
And that got me to Europe.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Our Renaissance king this morning said, he goes, she's a countess. He said, I didn't know we had countesses in New York City. Explain that to us.
Well, you know, I went to Europe, and I ended up marrying a French aristocrat who's the de Lesseps actually were responsible for the Suez and the Panama Canal, and changed our planet forever, which no one's ever done, especially at that time. Yeah. And the de Lesseps also gave the Statue of Liberty to New York for the French. So it was Ferdinand de Lesseps that presented the Statue of Liberty to New York. So it's a very important French family. So I became a countess through marriage.
Right.
Yes.
All right. The idea of Real Housewives, because at that time, you didn't have all the other franchises to look at.
Right.
And so how did that come about for you?
Well, you know, I think if at first it was called Manhattan Moms, you know, just following all you ladies and your children and your fabulous lives and whatever. So I was like, okay, I could, you know, I'd done television in the past. I used to work for Italian television, which a lot of people don't know, when I first went to Europe. So this was just another layer, another different form of television. So, and then it turned into the Housewives of New York. because I think if I had seen the Housewives of
Atlanta or anybody, or New
no,
Jersey,
but the
or
first
anyone's?
one was Orange County.
Orange County,
That was
okay,
the first
okay.
franchise, and then New York came after. I think if I saw that, I probably would have said no.
Yeah.
So they called it something else. You know?
With that said, because it is, and it's an edited part of your life, it's the most, the biggest parts of your life, and some of them were good, some of them were bad.
That's right.
With that said, would you do it again? Is there any,
Absolutely.
Are there any regrets? Are there any
Absolutely.
regrets?
No, I'm not the kind of person that lives with regrets. I try not to. I've learned a lot by being on the show. I've, done what every woman does, raise a family, deal with the challenges of marriage, deal with the challenges of divorce, moving, just the things that challenge all of us in life. And I think that people relate to it because they live through the same things,
I told you in the green room, like, the reason why you were one of our favorites is that you've stumbled. I mean, you've had some moments, right?
I've fallen for sure.
But girl, you fall down, but you get back up and you sparkle.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Which I think people, because we do, and we can put you on a pedestal, which, we look at all these women and go, oh, they're beautiful, they're wealthy, they're this, they're living the life. But when you show that you also deal with the same thing, you can't escape from being human.
No, you can't escape from being human, and God knows, I'm only human, and I make mistakes, and made some big mistakes, and from marriage. Well, I won't say a mistake.
Yeah, you had
it's just
an experience.
it's an experience, and I feel like each experience takes you to the next part of your life, and that's where you have to end up.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to learn on our own.
It's made you bolder, and so you the performing part. So you love doing the cabaret. Was that always a part of your joy in life, or did part of doing the show allow you to explore other things?
Well, I've always loved to sing. I've always loved to tell jokes. I'm a big joke teller, and I love to be a hostess. So my good friends are like, Luann, you're a cabaret star. You didn't know that? I'm like, well, no. So I put together this show not expecting to have the success at all that the show has. I'm on a Live Nation tour. It's been incredible, and I think it stems from my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, look at me.
Yeah.
And then I love singing. I love music. I have my dance singles, which I perform live in my cabaret show.
For people who don't know what a cabaret is, and how's it different from like a concert?
Well, a cabaret is just you're in my living room. You're really part of me having you over for dinner, and I'm telling you stories, I'm telling you jokes, I'm singing for you, and just making you feel welcome and entertained. It's really an entertaining show. It's very kind of Carol Burnett. It's variety.
Yeah.
I have a great, I have a comedian that comes in, and a singer that serenades me. So it's really variety. The best I can describe it is variety. It's sexy. It's fun. You just really have a good time. And I even have people that don't know the Housewives come to the show, and they're like, that is such a fun show.
It's a different way to do entertainment,
It
right?
is.
To show different facets of your personality.
And when I did the show, I didn't realize I was kind of filling a void, that's been missing in terms of entertainment. It's I have the musical accompanist of Billy Stritch, who is the biggest.
Amazing, yeah.
He used to work with Liza for 25 years. Works with all the greatest
Liza.
Broadway and stars. Yes. So I have a great, talented, orchestra that travels with me, and it's really so much fun. And that's what I'm doing. I'm really having fun on stage and enjoying myself. So, yeah, I'm lucky. I feel very lucky and blessed that I can do this and entertain people, make people happy,
and inspire people,
and it gives me so much joy. So I love it.
Well, life is a cabaret, oh chum. Come to her cabaret.
Love it.
You can see the Countess Luann's cabaret show, Countess and Friends, tonight at Raventia Music Center. The show starts at 8 p.m. For tickets and more information, we have a link on our site, greatdayhouston.com. Now you can take those shoes back off and put your flats on.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Those are fabulous shoes, though. Yeah. Can we get a shot of those little things? Can we see that? Yeah, there you go. Look at those little things. All right.
I'll be wearing those tonight.
Yes, sparkly shoes. I love those.
And then I'm going off to Dallas.
Well, forget Dallas. You're in Houston, where we sparkle just a little bit extra. I love Dallas, but we sparkle a little bit extra here in Houston.